Don't forget where you come from. Don't die holding on to your words. Cause you know that you got a whole world to change, but understand who you gotta change first. And I was like, fuck that, humility bust back. I remember the days when nothing but a bus passed. I was just a little shorty just hoping that I could find a bum to buy a 40 for me and have enough for a bud sack.
I'm Ryan Lewis.
Yeah.
This is Macklemore.
This is Macklemore.
We've been friends for a long time. I think you would definitely, I would call us
a group for sure.
How long have you guys known each other?
14 and a half years. Not true. About 5 years. We met in the Seattle hip-hop community a while back when I was doing more photography than music stuff.
He's a beast on the cannon.
A beast on the cannon. And yeah, decided to do a project 2.5 years ago that became the Versus EP, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Best friend ever.
So, I mean, how did you get started in music?
I got started by, first I tried beatboxing. Beatbox. But I wasn't very good at it. And then I was like, man, I first started writing graffiti. And I was really young. I was, please don't snitch on me on camera.
When's the last time you actually...
The cops are still looking for me from some tags when I was in 5th grade. I was in 5th grade, I was super young. And I wrote graffiti. And then I got into beatboxing. And I was like, man, I'm just gonna try rapping around 8th grade. So I was like 14 years old. And the rest is history. 2 years later, doing really well.
You have a really interesting mix of like comedic songs and then like really deep songs. I mean, what drives that difference in music?
I think all the songs are deep.
I think just trying to show all aspects of my personality. You know, 1 minute I'm crazy, funny, 1 minute I'm serious and deep, contemplative thinker. Somewhat like a Seattle Socrates or a philosopher. And I grew up reading a lot. I read a lot.
What's your favorite book?
I read a lot of hip-hop magazines.
Oh, books you...
Never really read a lot of books. I'm trying to get into it. Books are dope.
Yeah.
They take a lot of attention and time and page turning.
But they're more rewarding.
They are rewarding. When you finish a good book,
you could cry after a good book.
I can't, but you can for sure.
If you wanted.
If I was emotionally available, I could cry after a good book.
When you're done with Twilight.
When I finish Twilight, I'll probably cry.
So then, on your deeper songs, I mean, one is like Contradiction. I mean, what drives you to...
I honestly haven't heard Contradiction for probably... I would guess 5 years.
Oh, wow.
No, I mean, I made it probably 5 years ago.
You've heard the beat.
Barely. That's something that a lot of people reference, and I just don't even really remember what I say in that song. I know, like, the gist of it.
Yeah.
In terms of that, I mean, all of my songs just come from real life experience.
Yeah.
Like, that was a song that I wrote after, you know, going to a hip-hop show and getting called out for saying the word bitch. So it just comes from real life, and I try to put that into the music and be as real as possible.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, you've been performing for quite a while now. Does it still have a special feeling to it?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, it's like why I love to make music. I love performing. You know, even there's times like today, like the sound check wasn't perfect and it went a little long, and you're, you know, tired from traveling. But like the minute that you get on the stage, it's all worth it, and people are excited, and the energy's there, and that's why I make music.
So, I mean, what's a day in the life of both of you guys look like?
Well, I think a day in the life of either of us in 2012 has completely revolved around trying to finish an album. So it's a lot of really just living in the studio. Sometimes you want to be there, sometimes that's the last place you want to be. But trying to make a great piece of work.
Check it.
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, I think that a day in the life of anybody doing what we do completely ranges throughout the years, and I think that that it becomes seasonal. Like we'll go on tour, for instance, in the fall. We're working really hard to have our record done for that. We'll hopefully do a number of festivals around the world in the summer. But I think right now, a day in the life very much feels like hibernation. It feels like
Isolation, desolation,
death.
Depression.
No, it feels like trying to be as creative as you possibly can and trying not to be distracted.
Yeah.
My day is like this. I wake up, usually set an alarm, wake up, turn over to my beautiful girlfriend, try to nuzzle in between the boobs, nuzzle in. Good morning, baby. Go back to bed.
End of day.
End of day. I wake up after that, usually hop in the shower. Right now I'm running with some Axe sort of body scrub. So I'll put that all over myself. Lather. I think we got are we rocking Herbal Essence right now? Shampoo?
There's like 4 choices.
There's 4 different choices. So I'll pick one of those, run that through my hair. Get out, I'm going deodorant, I'm shaving, spray cologne, and then I get in bed and go back to bed after that. And then eventually I go to the studio, meet Ryan. Ryan definitely has Starbucks. I probably have Starbucks too. And we just start working, man. I like to start out just writing random stuff on a typewriter. Ryan will go in, start working on a beat, emails and stuff, and I'll just be typing on the typewriter. And then we'll just work on random stuff. Usually take a break sometime. I might go to an AA meeting, come back, keep working, go home around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Repeat.
Sounds like a long day.
Yeah.
So.
But that Axe lasts the entire day. The whole time.
Whole time.
I'm still smelling like it. You gotta try it. I think it's called snake
I'm
skin.
on Old Spice.
You're Old Spice.
Snakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like soap.
So.
You like a bar of soap?
Like some Dove soap. I like this lotion that smells like cookies.
Shout out to that lotion.
The lotion.
Shout out to Dove.
I like Bedhead shampoo and conditioner, which is not very good for your hair. As I've been told by my sister, who's an esthetician. And yeah, that's about it.
I mean, how has your style developed since you've started it?
In terms of rap or in terms of clothes?
Well, you can go either way.
Wow. In terms of clothes, when I first started, it was all about being organic. It was all about like baggy, everything baggy, baggy pants. You might even have some corduroys, but you had them baggy, really baggy. You might never wore Jinkos. You know, back then it was all about like, you know, consciousness and positivity, hip hop and community, which it still is all of those things. But I had long hair, and I put it in like a ponytail and a bun in the back, and I'd have like a bandana or like something to keep the wispies because they kind of fall. Your hair starts falling out like around the sides throughout the day, and yeah, like a lot of thrift shop. I still am a thrift shopper. A lot of thrift shopping back then. And I've always worn costumes. Costumes have been a big part of who I am. Costumes are important to express yourself to the outside world in a way that you might be scared.
You get a pass.
Yeah, you put on a costume,
You get a
you
pass.
can do anything
Hey,
you want.
this is just a costume.
Yeah.
Don't mind that dildo.
Ryan's costumes are great.
Just talking about somebody else's costume.
Yeah.
So then how about in terms of rapping?
In terms of rapping, back then it was like real underground, like metaphysical, lyrical, spiritual, rhetorical, just making up words and stuff.
Rhetorical.
Yeah, making up words and stuff. Just rapping fast, trying to be positive, really styling, like West Coast underground hip hop, really emphasized styling. Freestyle Fellowship and AC Alone and Abstract Root and all Project Below and stuff had an emphasis on style, and that's what I was listening to at the time. But along with content that was, somewhat meaningful in the spiritual lyricalness.
Sounds good. Okay, so I think this is my last question, but what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you guys on tour? He knows and what.
You know that we can't answer that.
Well, one of the things that happened that is PG-13, actually more PG. We were driving once late at night somewhere probably in the Midwest, and out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, a huge, what appeared to be like meteor-looking rock
Block of concrete
smashed
into our windshield.
windshield. My girlfriend, the tour manager, was driving, and it literally like smashed right in front of her face. And that was very scary. That was death.
The craziest part of that is nobody knows where it
came from.
There was no overpass. There's no car in front of it.
It
It's
wouldn't have been
clearly
like flicked up.
way too large. You don't flick up like an enormous rock.
Yeah.
So you wonder where it came from.
And Trisha kept driving.
Gotta get to the next show.
Well, we pulled over and we were all shaking and scared. And we made it.
Well, at least you made it.
We're here.
And that happened when we drove here from Seattle.
Well, here from Seattle. Okay.
Canada.
Well, we appreciate the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of it, we got you a little gift.
You take the history, script in the song, like the torch, and you pass it on. That's right. They need us through the rhythm. We script it from the palm. We give it to Ireland is on. Hey!